Is that David Speed on the news? Why is he on the news?
Yeah.
Well, he shot somebody.
So there's like a million different ways this conversation can go. A lot of different things. And it's probably going to go a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
But I feel like one thing that I would hope that even if somebody's like totally just in disagreement with everything because they're an idiot. No, I'm just kidding. Can I say that?
No.
I'm just joking. I'll be nice. I'm a pastor. I'm not supposed to talk like
Compassion.
that. No, yeah. Okay. I'm joking, but I'm not joking.
Sure.
Ignorant. And not in a derogatory way, but like people are ignorant, meaning like they're just not aware of
Don't
things.
know. Lack
Some
of
people are not
knowledge.
aware of things because they just choose not to be, and then some people just aren't. So you know, gotta have patience. All right, but all those things. I'm drinking this thing. It's gonna be. I'm gonna be
wired.
Like, all right, get ready.
Get ready.
Here we go. So like I've been thinking this, like the ripple effects.
Of what's happening.
Yeah,
Go.
and what I mean by that is like in like a short time frame, but also like generational ripple effects. And so I'll give you a really interesting particular example.
Go.
So a few months ago when we were in Guatemala, you know, you've been there. We go to different places, and one of the places we go is pretty like long drive to get up in like a very isolated rural place. We're there, and I remember we're all playing or whatever, playing soccer, running around. And some of the kids come up to me. We've been there so many times, so like they know me, they know my kids, they know,
Yeah.
you know, they
You know all of us.
whatever. And they're like, David. They're like in Spanish, obviously, telling me they're like, talk to this kid, and they're pointing him out. And he's like, you know, a little ways away. They're like, talk to him. I'm like, all right, I'll talk to him. They're like, no, but talk to him in English. I'm like, okay. And then this is like a village where like the kids speak Spanish, but like there's people that don't even speak Spanish. They speak like dialects.
Right.
It's like,
Mayan dialect
Yeah.
up in the mountains.
so I'm like, English. So I go up to him and I'm like, hey man, what's your name? And he's like, straight up, perfect English. Oh, my name's Charlie. I'm like,
Charlie.
all right, Charlie.
In the mountains
I'm
of
like, all right,
Guatemala.
bro, that's my dad. I'm like, bro, what? And he's like, yeah. All right, you speak English like perfectly. He's like, yeah, we just got here. Like visited. Like I'm just, you know. And he's like, no, like 6 months ago. Yeah, like my dad got deported last year, and then you know my mom because she was afraid she was going to get deported, so and then lose us and me and my two other brothers. This kid's 11. He's like, I have two other brothers like 8 and 4. And
Don't
so
speak
we
any
just,
Spanish, huh?
no, the little ones no. I mean, they speak a little bit, but not. I mean,
Wow.
and so he's like, yeah, so we're here. And I'm like, bro, we're in an area where there's no electricity. Like this is like, and I'm like, where are you from? He's like, I'm from Oklahoma. I was born in Oklahoma.
No way.
Went to school. I'm like, man. And he was just kind of like chill, right? Because he don't know me.
Yeah.
So like, whatever. Then the day goes on. We're doing games with them, playing. I'm like, you know, little by little, like trying to get close to him. Have like little more conversations with him and stuff.
I don't see the red light. Do you see it? Sorry.
It's okay. It's better because I called everybody idiot. It's rolling. Behind the scenes. Don't edit any of this out. People need to understand. It should, oh, God. Please don't edit that out.
It's rolling.
Big old face.
Show my big face.
Are you not going to edit it, okay? Don't edit it.
I might. You know me. You know me. Go ahead.
Okay, so,
Charlie.
you know, day goes on, we're playing games, whatever, and I'm, you know, like, naturally I'm, like, making conversation with him and stuff, whatever. He's telling me different things, you know, with school, blah, blah, blah. Then we get in, like, a circle. And remember, I'm telling you all this because of ripple effects, right? Of what's going on with immigration in general. We're standing in a circle. We do songs and stuff, you know, singing with the kids and stuff. And I'm holding these two little boys' hands. We're doing these dances. Everybody's in the big circle. There's like 100 kids out there. And this dude walks up, and he's drunk. Like, you just
Drunk,
tell the way he's walking,
Smell
the way
it.
he smells, everything. Comes up, and he's like, gets in the circle. Like, and he's, you know, dancing. And I look over, and this little kid, I don't know who he was at the time, little kid looks at me, and he's like, makes a drunk sound, like he's drinking. Like, he's like, ooh. And I was like, oh, you know, kind of looked at him like, yeah. And then the day goes on a little bit. We finish that moment, whatever. Well, come to find out, this kid's, the kid that speaks English, it was his dad. Right? And the mom comes to pick up the boys, and she asks me and another guy, can you talk with him for a minute? I'm like, I mean, yeah, we talk. So the dad comes over, and we're talking with him. He's like, not there, dude.
Oh.
And he's, just so you can understand like how deep this is, he's not even drinking like a bottle of something. He has rubbing alcohol
Good Lord.
in his
Yeah.
jacket pocket, and he's like sipping on it. Like that's how.
Heavy it is, huh?
And so like then the wife comes over little by little. She's crying. She's just like, I don't know what to do. And then the dad starts talking, and he says something I'll never forget. He's like, I'm a failure because I got deported. I have nothing. Like I was a dishwasher in Oklahoma, but I was paying, like we were okay.
Yeah.
And he was like, but now I'm nothing. And then the kids start speaking up, the oldest one. The younger ones are kind of like not really aware. The older kids start speaking up, and he's just like, he tells me in English, because dad don't speak English.
Right.
And he's like, I hate him. He starts crying. I hate him. And I'm like, I'm just standing there just thinking of like everything. And he's like, the town drunk. We have a little hut house. And like, he's like, he'll be out at 3 a.m, like just
drinking,
knocked out on the side of the road in front of our house. Everybody makes fun of me. I don't know anybody. He's like crying. I'm like, and the dad was saying that he was a failure because he was like, I don't have anything here. He's like, even if I wanted to work, there's no work. I can't take care of my family, you know? And I was just like, man. And then the kid hugs me and I'm hugging him. I got his mom's phone number. We text sometimes, like even my wife will text with the mom back and forth. But it's just like, I'm giving that story because to me, that is a ripple effect of things that are consequences of the status of what our immigration system is like in this country, the way it'll affect whether it be this guy and then it affects his kids and then the ripple effect. And what I mean by ripple effects is not only that, it's like these kids, what do they think? What is their like thought about what this country now represents? Or you know what I mean? Like they're gonna grow up thinking, and it's just like, does that get passed on to the next generation? You have trauma. Like, you know, does he have access
no resources
to sit down?
there,
Like, no. And that's just one story in this rural Guatemalan village that we just happened to like stumble upon. How many of those stories are multiplied, you know, through what's going on here?
Right.
And that's just one. That's why I said there's a million different avenues of this conversation, you know? And so I was just sitting there thinking about everything like, man, that's something that most people wouldn't even think of. But when I saw it, I was just like, so when people ask, like, why are you so like passionate about this? I'm like, because this isn't, sounds crazy, but this isn't about like Hispanics. It's not even about like color. It's just about like human dignity of people. And it just happens to be that my life took the path of what I'm on, like right, my life, the culture Hispanic. But if I was in another culture, whatever, I would be feeling the same way, dude. Like
any believer should.
Yes.
Any believer should.
And so those are secondary like ripple effects of things that like I know, man. And I don't know what you think about that, what you've seen, but I have a few other different things I feel like it would be. And the reason I say share the stories, I'm going to share them, but it ain't for me and you. It's for anybody listening and to feel validated, maybe, because they're like, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Or maybe there happen to be someone who's listening who's like of the mindset of like, you know, it's not a big deal.
I assume the majority, not the majority, but a lot of people listening are just like, they just see policies. They don't see families, faces, situations.
Yeah.
So it'd be good. I mean, I think it'd be really good for you to share those stories.
Yeah. Well,
because you lived out the country several years.
Dude, I mean, at an orphanage that my wife grew up in as an orphan, stayed working there, like all these things. And there's so many stories even there of like secondary effects of even immigration policy from the United States that affected kids in a Guatemalan orphanage. Like,
sure.
I'm just, there's so many things. But I feel like it is beneficial. I'll share you another one. I think I may have shared on a previous podcast a little bit of detail. I'll share a little more right now. In May of this year, 2025, a lady from our church, middle of the month of May, she was informing us, like, hey, you know, basically my lawyer told me that there's not much of hope for me to win my political asylum case. Yeah. She's from a different country. I'm not even going to mention all the details because you never know. She's from a different country. She's been here for a little over 4 years. Legitimate, like, political reasons. Like, and what I mean by that is, like, government fear, like, what she was dealing with in her home country. Came here for legitimate reasons. While she was over here, like, even her mom got sick in her home country. So it's like she's working, she's hustling, she's paying for medication. She's doing everything she can do to just survive here. She's doing all the right legal things. She's showing up to her appointments. She's doing everything that's been asked of her to do, right? And so in the middle of the month of May, around there, she let us know that her lawyer said, like, hey, there's not much hope for you to win your case. You should self-deport. And she's like, how can I self-deport? Like, where am I going to go? Like, I literally came here for legitimate reasons. I can't go back. Like, you know?
Right.
And like, no, you know, which sounds heavy, but it's also like admirable because a lot of lawyers don't do that. They'll be like, yeah, you got it. Even though they know like there's no hope, and they'll just keep taking people's money. So people are in a very like vulnerable position, language barrier, cultural things that they don't understand. So without us knowing the details in the moment, she went on and got another lawyer, right? At the time, we didn't know how or anything, but she said, hey, this lawyer seems pretty optimistic that I can win my case. Great. I remember a few days later, she sent in a WhatsApp audio message crying, but in a good way, like so overwhelmingly joyous because she's like, thank you guys. Thank you, church. Thank you, everyone, for praying. I won my case. I'm here. I'm going to get a work permit. I'm going to do all these things. And we were like, man, okay, you know, awesome. And then a week later, I got a phone call that she was in an ICE detention center. And so I'm like, whoa, what happened? Come to find out, we didn't know this at the time, but the lawyer that she found was online. Somebody based out of, they said, in Miami. And come to find out, everything was a fraud. It was all fake. Fake lawyer.
Fake paperwork.
Fake paperwork. Fake judge and hearing. Jeez. What I mean by that is they did a virtual Zoom hearing, and she thought, okay, she didn't think twice about it, right? All these red flags, but she didn't know.
Right.
She gave all her money. She emptied her bank account.
Thousands.
To be able to, a lot of money. Everything that she'd worked for. Here. Did all that. Got the papers. Happy. Was driving to work. Pulled over by immigration, ICE. They pull her out of a car like a dog. Like not just, hey, can you step out of the car? They literally pull her out, handcuffed. She's freaking out. She's like, no, you got the wrong person. Like, I'm okay. She shows them all their stuff. They look at it. They pull her up in the system. Like, you don't even, what are you talking about? You don't have work. You don't have a work permit. Like you are illegally, she's freaking out. She thinks there's a misunderstanding. All these things happen. She gets to the ICE detention center and she comes and she's like, man, like, como dicen en español, like, cayó el 20. Like, she figured it out. Bro, I got scammed. Oh, but you should just do it the legal way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, like, you have these boomers, but people, I'm gonna get in trouble. Whatever. This is where I, like, process things. So I say things. But you have these people who simply online say, like, just do it the legal way. It's like, but they don't understand, like, every time you say that applies to a certain person, and it's a ripple effect of so many different things. And so that happened. Now, you want to hear the other side of the story? Is that me and your dad went to visit her at the ICE detention center. Bittersweet moment, man. In a jumpsuit, like a criminal. We walk in, she's crying, like me and your dad are tearing up. We sit down. We have an hour to speak with her. She's telling us everything. It's just hard. We're going through it all. And at the end, the officer comes up and says, you got 5 minutes, like hurry up. And so I'm like, let's pray. Let's pray. And so we kind of like lean forward to pray, you know, like a little circle. There's a bunch of people meeting. They're all like surrounded, little circles. And I lean forward to start praying. And she reaches like kind of like behind her and she grabs the back of the shirt of another girl that's sitting there and pulls her. And her chair slides over. And she's like, this is my pastor and we're going to pray. It was a girl that she was in the cell with. And her people are with her. And so their people come over and we're in this circle and we're praying, right? We pray. It's just you can imagine, a tense moment. And then they got to get up and go. She's in a line walking out and she looks at me and your dad and says, hey, the girls in my cell asked that if I could ask you guys, like, will you guys pray for them too? Yeah, I mean, absolutely, right? And then fast forward, I can't give all the details on here because, you know, who knows. But I'll just say that one of the things that this girl said was, I would give anything to be able to just be at church with you guys this weekend. She said, I came to this country and I didn't know Jesus. I met Jesus. Like, I got it. I understand the gospel. I'm a Christian. And just know that everyone in my cell, she's like 42 different people there in this caged room.
Different countries, different everything.
I mean, and she's like, I'm sharing the gospel with all of them. Fast forward, I can't get all the details, but all I can tell you is that the connections through this girl that we made in that same detention center and all the visits after that we made, we were able to like present the gospel to over 70 different women in this detention center to the point where they made inside the detention center, they got enough paper and things because they don't have anything in there. Right. They made a book, like they made it. And inside the book, they wrote their names, their ID numbers, their country, and they wrote how they met us and their story about how, like, what they learned about Jesus. They started a prayer group and a Bible study inside. We made connections with people. All these girls have been deported since. All 70 of them. Gone. They're all in different countries. They connect with us online now, like in our church. A lot of them are connected to all these different ladies from our church and people that went and visited them through WhatsApp. Like, we're connected eternally, but also like just, and so it is the most bittersweet feeling in my life to be like, our immigration system here sucks to where somebody like that can be treated so inhumanely. But even inside of that, like, the gospel, not to sound cliche, but like, cannot be caged, cannot be stopped. Yeah. And like, it went forth to the point, like, I can tell you, we went and visited, went another time a few weeks later, and one of the girls that this girl had shared the gospel with, we're sitting in a circle, everybody's crying, bawling. This girl's on the ground crying, like, just desperate. Like, it's crazy. And one girl was just kind of sitting there with a smile on her face. And I said, why are you smiling? She's like, man, she didn't mention her name. She's like, she shared the gospel with me. Like, I got it. And if I get deported tomorrow, like, she was like, I was actually in the car with her. Like, I was like a second, like, I was just a casualty of her getting stopped. She's like, I don't hold it against her. Like, if I go back, I go back. I'm going to share the gospel with all my people. Like, I don't know what I'm going back to. It's going to be scary, but like, man. And so I say ripple effect because I don't want to sound negative completely, because I don't want this to just be like vent hour. So another ripple effect where I'm like, all right, cool, fine. Things are happening. The government can say they're deporting people just like trash.
Sure.
But the church, our church, can say, actually, even though the circumstances suck and it's bittersweet, you can say you deport them, but we can say we send them. We send them like as missionaries into their towns, hometowns, or wherever they go, where they're literally back fearing for their lives again. Like, it's intense, you know? And who knows? Maybe in heaven we'll find out those ripple effects. And so that is something that does give me hope. You can cry.
I've been fighting them back for like 2 days.
Bro, if you cry, I feel like, if you cry, then I feel like Holy Spirit movement in New Orleans, Louisiana will fall
be
from
saved
heaven.
for the Jesus.
So,
bro,
just letting you know.
I've had a few moments.
What do you feel?
It's heavy. Me in particular, it's so unique. Like, hearing your perspective, my perspective is I'm new to all this, right? Like, I was born here, right? It's weird for me to be in the position that I'm in, to where the people who look like me are now targeted. And here I was thinking I was safe, my kids, you know? So it's been very hard for me to process people like me, seeing a lot, and just, I don't know, man, no empathy, no compassion. Like, I'm struggling to, because I like to put myself in people's positions and be like, well, it made me think this way because of this thing. But I'm having a hard time finding any kind of defense that they can come up with to be like, yeah, you see. And I'm like, brother, they don't even want you here anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just struggling with that.
Yeah.
But it's a mixture, like what you're saying, like seeing the way our church has been rallying, you know?
Yep.
That's what's almost getting me emotional. It's seeing.
All right. Well, I'm going to share another story. My goal is for people to understand and be educated and uplifted and aware, but also I'm trying to make you cry. So another story that stems from, I repeat, like, the theme of this will be like ripple effects, right? Just the secondary things, good or bad, whatever. This one's not so good. Trauma, I would say, is this one. Deep. So one of the times that a group of us were at the detention center, we don't know these people. Like, we were meeting them in the moment. And one of this girl comes up to one of us and says, I have a 3-year-old daughter that I haven't seen in 6 months. Like, would you come back next week and bring her so I can see her? She was born here. She's a citizen. She has a passport. What do I say?
I know.
Like, anybody could easily think like, that could get dicey. Like, blah, blah, blah. And I looked at her and I said, yeah, we'll get the info. We'll do it.
But just understand, 6 months without seeing your kid.
Yeah. And so the following weekend, with a group of us from church, my wife, we drove this little girl. I can't share all the details. But we drove this little girl, 3 years old, scared. She don't know us.
Right.
In the car, and I'm praying, God, please, when we walk in this door, let the little girl not cry, and just be calm. And I'm not even kidding, dude. Because she was like on the verge of crying the whole car ride.
Sure. A bunch of strangers in the car.
And then we got it out of the car, and one of the guys that came with us, one of our church members, just kind of like reached out his arms. She went in his arms, smile on her face. I'm not even joking, bro. To where we both looked at each other like, whoa. Walk around the corner to the front of the entrance. All the other people we were meeting with our group are already there. This little girl gets down, starts like running around, hugging these ladies like she knew them forever. It was incredible. Eventually, because we're waiting so long, she falls asleep on my wife's arms. I have a picture. She's sleeping, calm, right? She doesn't even know. I mean, I think she knows, but doesn't know what we're going to do.
Right.
Finally, we get in. We have 4 hours outside in the hot sun to get in for 30, 40 minutes. And you can imagine, like, we walk in the door and this lady sees her daughter. I mean, you just, imagine. Like, just, and the little girl, it was instant connection. And they're just there for an hour holding each other. And I'll tell you, man, the whole time while we're sitting there, I was enjoying, I was happy. But in my mind, I'm like, tick tock, tick tock. Like in my mind, the time's running. And I'm like, what's going to happen when they're like, all right, it's time to go. And what you could imagine and think would happen, happened. I'm telling you. I don't have to go into bro. And I'm just like, trying to hold it all together. And so imagine this, though. That's happening. And the girls are getting in line. And one of the other girls that we had visited looks at me, taps me on the shoulder and says, hey, my son lives in Mississippi. I haven't seen him. Would you guys bring him next week?
Bruh.
And now why are they asking us? Because anybody that they know can't go. They don't
Can't go in
They
there.
don't have a way to do that. Their paperwork is in process, or they're scared. Some of them even had family members who are citizens or residents, but they're afraid.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, she asked me that. What am I going to say? Yeah, we'll figure it out. And so 2 things happen. In that moment, we walk outside. The little girl's crying. We get in the car. It's my wife, me, and someone else in the car, and the little girl. And she's just like, Mommy. I mean, like, bro, real. And I was like, there's nothing we could say.
No.
And the only thing I thought to say as I looked in the rearview mirror, I'm driving, I looked at my wife, I looked at the person in the back, and I said, I just want y'all to know, like, this moment, right now, we are living a moment. This girl's 3. She is having a traumatic experience that's going to affect the rest of her life. She might not remember the details. And she's sitting in a car with 3 strangers right now. And we are witnessing this. Like, this is heavy. It doesn't have to be this way. Think about that. So that's sucks, right? They're actually reunited now, though.
She went back?
In their country. And little girls. It's a beautiful story. I mean, sucks, but it's still beautiful. And they're in contact, and I have video of when they saw each other at the airport, bro. It's intense.
Yeah, show me that.
All that. And so that's a ripple effect. Bittersweet. Another thing with that girl that asked me about the Mississippi.
Yeah.
A couple in our church was like, we'll go. And they went and picked this kid up, bro, and brought him to see his mom. It's crazy.
How old was he?
He was 12 years old. 12. Yeah. So, and these are strangers, though. That's why
Literally.
they're strangers. And so what I'm saying, the reason I mention that is because when people are like, some people will be like, oh, you just feel that way because your wife's from there, your kids, right?
Sure.
Same with you. I'll let
Same,
you.
yeah.
Bro, I'm talking, I wouldn't care if they're black, brown, red, yellow. I don't
Anything.
care.
Right.
They're strangers. They're in a situation that is partly and greatly partly due to the broken system in this country and all the different things. And we can go through all the reasons why it's like that. But just the fact that has gotten to this point where these traumatic moments are happening
Daily.
in the lives of adults, but really kids. And so when I say secondary ripple effects, man, I'm telling you, it's going to go for generations and generations. And it can be easily come off as like, this is just like hopeless. It's not, because thank God, like we're not the Red Cross where we just like give people help for a moment. Like we're like
It's eternal.
This is for real. And so if we didn't believe Jesus can take even that trauma from a kid and like not only heal it, but like use it for good, he can. And so that's why I'm sitting here talking. Like, that's the hope. And it's not just hope, like, I hope it happens. Like, it's going to happen in some way. At the end of all things, God is going to restore all things. All things will work together for good. I know that. But in the moment, living it, it sucks. And it's hard. And the video that we posted shortly a while ago, right, this week, one of the things I mentioned was like, I know people are tired. Man, they're tired to have to like plead for to be considered worthy of consideration, like worthy of like, you can have different political opinion even too, whatever. Yeah. But like, why, how hard is it to just see somebody and be like, you know what? I recognize your pain. I recognize your fear. Like a comment I got yesterday on the video was, oh, well, you know, this is just fear mongering. And it's like, I just want to be like, okay, because that's based on your perspective, what you see, right? Well, what I've seen on the news is this. Cool. Maybe that is what you've seen. Great. But like, where is the moment where you at least consider that you're not right about everything? That's the thing. Like at the end of the day, is people, no, I know better. No, I know what the reality is. I know that you shouldn't feel what you're feeling because of what I know.
My information trumps your
your process, your feelings, your culture, your everything. And
your relationships, your friendships, the suffering.
And that's why it makes it easy for anybody online to just be like, yeah, just get over it. That's what I voted for, all those things. It's because at the end of the day, they don't see people like as people.
Right.
And you know what's crazy? And this is probably the thing that like gives me hope, but also like frustrates me of the list of frustrations that I have. One of the top is that they'll say all those mean things, right? And I promise you, and this isn't just like sensational talk towards like, I'm trying to make it sound like a movie script.
Sure.
No, bro, I promise you, if the thing was flipped and you were in their country and you were in need, I promise you could be in the poorest area of wherever in Latin America. Bro, people gonna know they're gonna eat tomorrow and they will give you their last meal. They will put it on your plate with a smile, not expecting anything from you. It's happened to me. I've walked into houses, people don't have no... And
I feel guilty just eating what they've offered me. Yeah,
man,
100%.
And I promise you, these same people that have so much hate in their heart against immigrants, if this was flipped and the tables were turned and they were in their country in need, bro, they would they would help them.
Yeah. Like I understand, you know, people, I heard this quote, don't be surprised when unbelievers act like unbelievers. I think what I mentioned earlier and kind of the things you're mentioning, like some of the people writing, would have, you know, either write that comment and then share something with the Bible and the cross and the eagle. I don't know. That's where I'm like, I'm struggling.
Yeah, you don't want to cross the line and like judge someone's salvation.
You can't. Absolutely can't.
I can though. No.
You can't, man. But I'm literally struggling. I'm like, man, all right, God, I'm telling everyone to love, telling everyone to show compassion, but I have to check my heart too, you know, because I'm.
And that is the gospel, right? Because let's say that's their sin, that's their thing.
Right.
We all got different issues. You know what I mean? Like we're all messed up,
jacked up.
But there is a point where, like, in this walk with Christ, where it's like, man, like, not to compare and contrast, but it's like loving your neighbor, bro. Why are there so many excuses that are accepted, even in the Christian community, that make it not okay to do that? Yeah. Got quiet.
Yeah, got quiet. Yeah.
Ugh. Man, yeah. I like just yesterday, I was like, how am I having this conversation in 2025 with my people? And I say my people, like I'm white, but my family's not now. Like meaning like my wife, my daughter, even my boy, you know, born in Guatemala, they might look like gringos, but I mean, like at the end of the day, and then not only that, like not in a cliche way, but like church family. Like, bro, like I ain't playing. This is Mark 3, like where Jesus said, who's my mother, who's my brother and sister? Those who do the will of God. Like, meaning like, this ain't a cliche thing that we put on a t-shirt. Like, they're my family. They're my family. Yeah. And so I feel that for everybody. And I can't believe I'm having the conversation in this 2025 with my wife about, all right, what happens if, they're saying ICE is here in the city? Like, what happens? What do I do? What do I say if I get pulled over?
Same.
Man.
Yeah. I was driving with my daughter, and I was just kind of filling her in on everything. She was like, what do we do? She's like, what do I need to say? I'm like, you're 12. Like, you're born here in New Orleans. EJ Hospital.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to worry, but yeah, you do have to worry about it.
Yeah.
You do. I mean,
yeah.
You're hearing. Now, some news is fake. They're going to schools or maybe, or I don't know. But you gotta be prepared.
I will say, like, in 2016, there was like a similar like feel, right? Environment. Yeah. I remember we had like immigration lawyer come to the church and like ease people's, answer questions. It was still like this fear, but then like little by little, it was just like, all right, most of those fears were blown out of proportion and
over-exaggerated.
And so at the beginning of this year, it was kind of like the similar vibe. All right, like here we go,
January,
right?
I remember.
Mm-hmm. Did the same thing, brought an immigration lawyer, same deal. Here we go. But now,
it's different.
If you would have told me back then in January, 10, 11 months ago, that I would have seen, experienced, witnessed, been a part of the moments and things I've seen. I'm talking about the news. I'm talking about things I've lived and seen and have been a part of. If you would have told me I would have lived half of those things in the next 11 months, I'm like, you crazy. No, stop making things up. So to the point where now, when they'll say a rumor, right? Like, oh, they're going to go to schools and things like that. I can't be like, well, guys, that sucks.
It's possible. It's very possible.
I mean, most likely you want to say like, all right, no, chill out. Everybody calm down. Don't freak out. Anymore. Now I'm just like, man, I have no idea anymore. And that's just to the point where it's unfortunate. And there's too many things that happen to the point where it becomes not just a difference of opinion, but almost like hostile when somebody says, oh, no, that's not going on. You're crazy. That's not going on, right? I've seen this. I've seen that. It's like, man, you know what? I wish that I could say that. I wish I could be like, yeah, sensational news, blah, blah, blah. But not now that I've literally physically lived this now and seen people live it. And so it is happening, which is, I can't believe I'm saying that.
You thought it was just, you never have to say it, but now you have to say it.
Mm-hmm. Now, I can mention something else, though, that I've seen, and it sucks because it's hard to hear, and probably right now even more so it's hard to hear. But I've seen people post, like, if you support ICE coming to the city, unfriend me, right? Yeah. I get it because it's coming from a hurtful place. Like, people are hurt. I get that. But to me, that is like the opposite of what Paul talks about in Romans. Like, don't be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Like, when you get to the point where evil causes you to sin. I don't even say hate, because I would think people would say, no, I don't hate it, just like get away from me type of thing, where you just like distance yourself from the very people that actually need to see unity and the love of Jesus more than ever. When you're so quick, and I get it, like it's easy for me to say this, but well, maybe it's not easy for me to say this because I do want to say it. I want to be like, man, I hate everybody that feels differently, because how can you feel different like that? But I can't. And the beautiful thing, it sounds crazy to say, but like that isn't in my heart. I can at least say that. Like, meaning like, of all the battles that I have, at least that's not one where I'm like, I see those comments from people and I just hate them and I want to be away from them. If anything, I want to be like, all right, Lord, man, you're the one that changes hearts. So whatever I can do and say, and so I know it's hard to hear, but like for Christians listening, I know it's easy to say that, but like, that's not the answer. It's not the answer. And another thing too is I've seen is people say, well, yeah, see, you voted for this. And now you want to come back and say you're sorry and then you have empathy and you feel bad. Well, it's like, I know, but then what do you want from them?
Right.
Like, let's say somebody's like, no, in the beginning, let's say somebody goes full into this. Like, I voted for this. Yeah. And then through the last 10 months, they're like, whoa. And then they're like, wait, I made a mistake. Let's say that. Right? Meaning like, or not, I made a mistake or whatever however you want to word it. But they're just like, they're at least like, man, this is not okay. Right? And they put that out there publicly or in conversation. And the response is, oh, well, now you're not okay with that? Then what do you want from them? Would you prefer them just to keep hating?
Stick where they were.
So what do you want? Like, meaning like, at least be like, okay, I respect that. Don't be like, oh, well, now you want to say it. We might as well just, you're dead to me. Like, man, you're just the same as them.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to hear, but it's true.
It needs to be said though. What'd be an advice you'd give? I mean, maybe somebody who's like stuck in the middle.
Meaning, like, they're not sure.
They're not sure where they stand, what they thinking.
The easiest thing is just to take advantage of this moment to be close. What I mean by that is like, most likely somebody listening to this knows us. Ain't nobody, on the other side of the world listening to this. Man, reach out to us, and there's plenty of opportunities. Like, and when I mean closeness, I'm not talking about just show up to church. I'm talking about, like, if you want, I promise you right now, I could put you around a dinner table with a family. Mm-hmm. If you like, well, I don't know anybody going through, cool, come with me. I'll bring you. Come roll with me. We'll go to somebody's house.
Yeah.
And we'll go have dinner, and even if you don't speak Spanish and they don't speak English, I'll translate. Like, you have to get close.
Yeah.
Because when you get close, you're like, whoa, hold on. Like, this isn't a statistic. This isn't a graph I see on the news. This is people.
I think it's important to say too, man. There's a lot of people most people, who are here, born here, that assume, oh man, your English is good. You have nothing to worry about. I don't know how many conversations I had this week of guys who can't even speak Spanish that are afraid. They got here as infants or newborns, and they had no choice in this. Parents did a really bad, like you said, the system was not working well in the 80s and 90s. And they're like, hey, man.
You found out this week, like, they're actually not of legal status in this country.
Yes. I'm like, seriously?
And they've been here for 20 plus years.
Their whole life.
Don't speak Spanish.
Don't speak any Spanish.
And tomorrow
just
they
like
could
this
be
kid,
sent back.
and tomorrow they could be sent back. And it took a while for me to just sit there for a second, put myself in their shoes. I like to do that. I don't know why, but I just sit there. I'm like, I can't imagine. I just can't imagine. Mm-hmm. Just being thrown into a whole culture where you could just die the next day by gang violence. Like, it's just a reality now.
Yeah.
And they have family here and kids. And I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they'll see people post like ice, ice baby. You know what I'm saying?
The gators, what they got, swamp, sweet, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, too, it sucks that I even have to say this, too, but like, it's relevant more now because of what's happening specifically right now in our city, where we live, where we're from, where we were born, all that, right? But like, we've been in this for a long time. Mm-hmm. This ain't nothing new. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. As crazy as that sounds. Mm-hmm. This isn't anything new. The only thing that's new is maybe just the amount of
phone calls we're getting every day.
Yeah, and the presence of, immigration, because it seems legit, like even more, I'm driving around, seeing those things. And so you wish that, no, this is something new and we don't know how to navigate it yet and things are out of control. No, this has been something going on for a long time. And so people always ask, like, what would you do about it? I have a million different answers. And the general answer I'll give right now, again, has like so many different contributing and affecting factors that are real and whatever. And so I know this isn't a perfect answer, but one of the things I would say is that first, and I'm not speaking just for Latinos, like I feel like anybody feels this way, but I'm just going to speak from Latinos. And what I mean by that is like, there's nobody, no immigrant from Latin America, right? For whatever their status is in this country, that they live here, right? Whether they are undocumented or they're in process for asylum or a work visa or a student visa or whatever, right? Or they're just here and they have a deportation order and they could leave tomorrow. Whatever the status, right? Just clump that community in this country altogether. There's nobody that's sitting there going, no, don't deport the criminals. Right? They're like, bro, yeah, the ones out of us that could have voted, they probably voted for this. Meaning, like, yeah, who doesn't want
criminals
people who are like, selling drugs and in gangs and
rapists,
hurting people?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? And I don't care what color they are, what language they speak, bro. Yes, absolutely. Like 100%. That is totally
There's no
logical,
disagreement there. There's no gray area there.
And not only that, they're not about like, oh yeah, open up the borders, let everybody in. Like, they get it. There has to be order and protocol. Like, yes, have a secure, like, nobody is against that.
Right.
And so like I know they're tired. I'm tired, but they're tired of like having to like over and over again, like, what? Stop like overgeneralizing everything and clumping us all into this. No, right?
Right.
They're not that. So that's one thing that I have to say, make it clear when I'm about to give my answer. And so let's just say And you can go into the whole like politic thing. Like me, I don't know enough about politics to really get into all of it. But it is obvious that like before this current administration, yeah, there was like, yeah, let's let everybody in. And it was like, there's no Hispanics that were already here. They were like, yeah, let everybody in. They weren't.
Right.
They were like, they get it. Like there's secondary effects with that. Like that's not the way to do things, right? They're not like, there has to be order. Nobody's against that. But now in the current condition that we're in, the people that are here, that've been here, right? That contribute to society, don't receive any tax benefit for it. They pay taxes, all those things, right? All those fake news things that they put out that's not true. But let's be real, like
No
they do
Medicaid,
and all
no
that. We know
SNAP,
all
none
that's
of
true.
that.
Okay, fine. Right, they don't get Medicaid, they don't get SNAP.
don't
They
SNAP,
ain't doing
no.
that.
They better work,
Yeah. Let's say all those things, but let's just consider the large population of Hispanic immigrants that are here right now, regardless of their status. But let's say they're not citizens. I promise you that whatever category you want to put them in, if there was some type of avenue to where they could have a path to, and not even citizenship, just a
Residency or
path
something, yeah.
to be either a resident or just have legal status in this country where they can work
And drive. That's-
and drive and just move, and make a better life for their family here. Support people back home, whatever, or vice versa, whatever. All those things. If that would exist, and I promise you, if you would tell somebody that's in a position right now, hey, yeah, that's possible, but you might have to pay like a fine for the next
Monthly something.
the rest of your life. Okay, whatever. They're not trying to take. They're not trying to like take advantage of. They actually want to contribute because it's like the biblical example to me of like, man, bless the city you're a part of, right? They want it to be blessed. They want it to do well. Are you kidding me? You realize where they come from?
Right.
Like, so they want it to do well, right? And so when people ask about what all those things, yeah, like there should be. So if that were possible, you ask the question, well, why doesn't it happen? And then that's where you get into a bunch of things, behind the scenes things I don't think anybody knows, where it's like way higher than politics and way higher, I don't know, Illuminati stuff. No, I don't know, maybe, who knows? But like, where it's just like, there's reasons where like, why can't we do something? And so the answer I don't think is very clear or simple, although you wish that would happen.
I wish we know. Obviously we don't, but I think what we do know is that we can do something.
Yeah.
Like, and we actually live out the Bible. We can
Yeah.
actually live out everything we learn on Sundays.
Yep.
Everything we've been taught. Like, it's like, now's the time.
Yeah. And that's probably the frustrating part too, because it's like, wait, what? Shouldn't everybody
have to do this?
Shouldn't everybody just like, what? And I'm not talking about even this immigration thing right now. It could be anything.
Anything.
And not just like, I'm talking about like your daily life. Can I tell you something funny just now? Like coming where I went and bought this drink right now at the gas station. Going up to the automated thing and use my phone, Apple Pay real quick. And there's elderly guys at the one next to me. And he says out loud to himself, like, I don't know how to use this. And he had a slice of pizza. He's taking all the slices of pizza that you buy over there. You be buying them all the time. But I saw he had cash in his hand, and there's a big thing on the front that says doesn't accept cash, right? And so he's like, I don't know how to use this. And I look, and I'm like, I got you. I'll help you. And so at the same one, I scanned it for him, and then the thing pops up and is like only crash credit or debit or whatever. And the girl at the thing, she's like, oh no, you can't use that because you only got cash. And he was like, oh, and I was like, I got you. $2. You know the exact price of the pizza.
$3.75.
Okay, exactly. All right, so I just leaned forward and I did it, right? And then he looked at me and he's like, okay, how much was it? And he was like, gonna give me, yeah, let's go, it's all good, right? But I'm not giving that to be like pat myself on the back. I'm telling you this because you know what got me is he looked at me and he didn't believe me.
You thought you were lying?
Yeah, and I was like, no, it's fine. But was like I go a little deeper because I thought about it. I was like, he was surprised that I was kind.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That sucks, bro.
Yeah.
Like how far? And so and then you can go even farther into these examples, and this is where people don't understand, right? You have cultural difference or whatever. But like, that's like when I'm in Guatemala, I'm accustomed to that kindness all the time. I'm not saying everybody's perfect there, but like just humility of kindness. It's not
Human
surprising.
decency is not.
Saying good
a
morning
shock
to people.
value, yeah.
Hey, how you doing? I'm on the bus and I get up and give someone my seat. Like that's just what you do here. But why? Like what? Because everybody's out for themselves. Individualism, right? But in Latin America, what is the it's not individualism. It's community, right? And so that's why this even hurts even more, right? Because people are like, oh, get them out of here. But what's the root reason why you want them out of here? Because you think they're going to take something from you? You're not worried about like this big, beautiful. You're worried about yourself.
Yeah.
that's the root reason. And so that's pride. And what's the root cause? I mean, sin. Sin. It's all about I'm looking out for myself.
Everything's deeper.
Yep.
Everything's deeper.
It is. And
everything.
so it's crazy to me. It's like, man, what?
And I don't want people to hear us and be like, "Oh, these two guys think they got it all figured." No, we're figuring it out too. But man,
No.
I don't know, man. You can't read scripture and just misinterpret it that bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just can't.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear how we're supposed to treat one another.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe the last thing we could mention, I don't know, we get in trouble. Maybe not. Never mind.
Go ahead, say it.
Nobody listens to this thing anyways. Who cares? I really feel like this is like I don't have a lot of moments where I can like process things. And then when I sit down, it's stupid because I process them into the microphone.
That's what that drinks.
Yeah. And then, people not watching, I think it's some type of, it's an energy drink.
It's a C4 drink.
Calm down. Like you hit record and it goes out to the internet. I'm always like, shut up. In my mind, I'm like, don't say that. But whatever. All right. Is that like, I know it seems like, and it is, I'm not saying it's not, it's a nice comment that people will say like, man, thank you for saying something. They'll tell me.
Sure, same.
Right? Because I'm gringo. I get it. Right? And I get where they're coming from and I appreciate it. But even for me, it's difficult to hear. Because
why?
Because that shouldn't stand out. It shouldn't stand out that someone's saying something about this. So what does that mean? That not everybody's saying something about it. And I don't mean saying something about it in 2025 where you have to like, because there is social media. You know what I mean? I'm not discounting that people are having conversations with people over a table because that's the way it should be. Yeah. But then again, I do understand like, and maybe this is now speaking,
position.
Yeah, like more for pastors and people who are like in, what we do. Silence does say a lot.
It does say a lot.
And I know I wouldn't think honestly, I can't imagine that I'm saying that now. But now that I've just seen so much, it's like, man, silence, it actually does say a lot. And that's for me saying that. So I know other people, they look up to people and they're like, man, I just want to hear what you have to say, Mm-hmm. And so.
What do you think holds them back?
The people who don't say anything? You really want to know?
I already know.
No. I'll give a politically correct answer. What's a nice answer? There's legit answer. One is probably just fear of saying the wrong thing.
I understand if they're like, hey, I don't know enough. Let me find out. Take some time. That's cool.
But say that.
Yeah. Say that.
Even say that.
Say that.
Be like, hey, y'all, like, I don't know how.
Talking to people. I'm getting information. I'm talking to families. Like, let me.
Yeah. Even that.
Pero nada.
Yeah. And then the other reason is, and I don't mean this to anybody specifically at all. I really don't.
Right.
Because I think this isn't just relevant for this current thing. Right. I think it's for any topics that people are afraid to bring up in church, specifically like not necessarily from the pulpit or even in this manner or even with just writing it out. This is just afraid to offend people. Like they want to be like in the middle, and because that could affect
a lot. It could affect a lot. I don't. You know how to say it.
No, I was gonna say it. It can affect their bottom line, like their money.
Yeah,
which to me is scary. It's really helpful because I'm not poor, right? Meaning like compared to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
But it is to me. I feel like it is helpful to just be like a poor church planner, just making it. You know what I mean?
You have no money to please with Jesus.
Like we got side hustles that we're doing and trying to make money. You know what I mean? Amazon Flex. I be doing Amazon Flex. If y'all see me out there,
thrift shopping for me. Y'all see me at Goodwill. Y'all know what's up. You know what I'm doing.
I really like somebody is going to see me at 3:30 in the morning dropping off packages in front of their house. Like,
here we're going to drop by Goodwill. Be like, there's some swag Goodwill again.
But what I mean by that is like, what I'm trying to say is like, we don't really have anything to lose.
That's exactly it.
But I don't think that's the reason why. I feel like if we were okay still.
We'd still be,
but who knows, The heart's deceitful. And so I'm not saying this in a prideful way. Right. I'm saying like, I'm thankful. Like it makes me think of in the verse in Proverbs, it was like, don't give me too much and don't give me too little. You know what I mean? Like, don't give me too much because I forget you and don't give me too little because then I might have to do things that would dishonor your name, basically. Sure. I feel like maybe we're in that season or position where it's like, yeah, we're in that sweet spot where it's just like, man, God, guide my words, help me to not be prideful because we're all prideful. Help me to say the right things. Help me to bring hope to people. You know, that's you. You know, it's funny because a lot of these things that I'm saying right now, like talking about hope, and the interview that the news did, it's nice, it's cool, but it was like, you know, very like, I get it. They got time, and so they can cut it and different things like that.
You said a lot more than
I was like preaching. You know what I mean? I was preaching, and I was like,
I'm sure the film crew was like, all right, bro, they got to cut that.
They were like, let's get out of here. Super nice people, though. Actually, really cool. It was a cool experience. But yeah, like this is the Alvin. This is the spot to be able to say those things. I know that.
I was watching my phone. My daughter was like, "Is that David Speed on the news? Why is he on the news?"
Yeah,
well, he shot somebody.
Hey, we'll see what happens this week. You never know. I might do that. No, I'm kidding. Calm down. All right. Yeah, but yeah. So I don't know. I think the ultimate purpose of like sitting down at this table and having conversations that we film and record is because it's almost like inviting somebody to the table. Be like, look, if you were sitting here with us, we wouldn't be saying anything different.
Yeah, we'd be saying the same thing.
And maybe we're saying things wrong. Cool. Like, meaning like out of ignorance or out of
pride.
Call
us, talk to us.
If
he knows.
Yeah, out of emotion, out of whatever. But I feel like people are too afraid to like say the wrong things, offend the wrong people. I mean, like at the end of the day, if your heart's in the right place, like I don't care what you look like, where you're from, anybody. Like I saw a quote from I think the person's name is Brene Brown. I don't even know who it is, to be honest. I think she's like an advocate for immigrants and things like that. And it said something like where people were talking about how we'll just do it the legal way and this and that and whatever. And I'm paraphrasing her quote, but she basically said like, well, if you're ever in the position like as a mother or a father where you fear for your child's life in such a way that you have to walk across a desert for days and months to be able to cross a border to save their lives because you know, you feel like they might not make it. I want you to know that if you're ever in that same position, like I'll fight for you too. And I was like, man, that's basically it. So it's a elegant way to kind of summarize it. Like, it's not about because they crossed the American border, we're American. Like, who cares where it is, bro? We're in this ball of, you know, floating around, survival, man. Like, made in the image of God. Everybody's worthy of dignity, and God is a miraculous, amazing God that can do anything, man. He, you know, encountered Saul on the road to Damascus, man, and changed his heart. Like, there's no one that is too far gone.
Sure. People
who are the worst considered enemies of others, like, man, pray for them. That's what Jesus is talking about. Pray for them. And as you pray for them, God will do amazing things in their life. But the one thing he's definitely going to do is change your heart too. He's going to mold you. He's going to, and I've seen him do it. I think that as crazy as it sounds, if this was happening 10 years ago, I don't know what I would be doing right now. And what I mean by that is like the small behind closed doors, dumb comments or statements or immaturity or bad reactions on my part through simple like person to person conflict or disagreements that I didn't know how to handle well and like learned. Right?
Remember.
Yeah. Those things like in the moment they suck, but like they prepare you for you know things that are bigger. Maybe think about like wax on, wax off. You know what I mean? Like those are I was wax on, wax off those moments. And now like we're in the fight. And so now like things are happening and like almost unconsciously, you know, I'm like, all right, just we gotta respond this way. We gotta do this. And it's just kind of like happening. But if it wouldn't be possible if I hadn't been a bonehead, you know, 10 years ago and made a bunch of mistakes in the sense of like my reactions or my emotional immaturity and all those things. And same for you. You dumb dude, bro. Don't act, you over here.
I was always so level-headed.
But you over here agreeing like, bro, you were terrible. You were really bad. Yeah.
Y'all don't even know.
Yeah. But I think, you know, at the end of the day, I hope these conversations are helpful and good for people to be like, all right, you know, while they're working out or driving or cleaning the house or doing something, they could listen and maybe it helps them process things. Maybe it helps them feel seen. Maybe it helps them, I don't know, like put words into things they were trying to say. Or hopefully there's at least one person who's like, dang.
Never thought about it like that.
Yeah. You know? So hopefully those things happen.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And right now, you know, we don't know what this next week's going to look like for us here in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I don't know. And like we said on the news report last night, like legitimately, we don't know what Sunday's going to look like.
No, we got no idea.
You know? And I don't mean that in like a way to like contribute to fear,
Right.
but who am I to tell people what to feel? You know what I mean? Like everything is valid. Cool. How can I help you? And how can I help you get closer to Jesus if you don't know him yet? I mean, if you know him, and if you don't know him yet, well, let me introduce you to him. That's all this is about in every detail, in every way. So that's what we're about. That's what we're doing.
Dope.
That's it.
That's it. I think we got it. We got a lot.
You didn't cry.
I didn't.